Jerry Jones won't sue the NFL, but he's not done fighting Roger Goodell. A handy guide for the biggest matchup of the 2017 NFL season. Is the fight over? No. But, Jerry Jones said on Tuesday, November 21st, that he would not sue the NFL over Goodell's contract. However, that does not mean he's backing off his fight with the commissioner. He probably realized he didn't have much of a legal leg to stand on. On the surface, Jones is backing down from his legal threat because he says the compensation committee, the six-owner group tasked with finalizing Goodell's contract, has gone back to the full ownership group to seek input. But they're not seeking approval from the group again, and Jones is not going to let that part go. He still wants any contract for the commissioner to come before the entire body of 32 owner representatives. Much of what is written here still applies. Jones isn't going to sit idly by and let this go without getting his way somehow. The backgrounder below is still applicable, save the lawsuit, and a good understanding of the underlying tensions between the NFL commissioner, the sport's most powerful owner, and a smattering of other owners who fall somewhere into the mix. Roger Goodell could be in trouble. As recently as 6 months ago, that statement would have been, correctly, dismissed out of hand. The NFL commissioner's job, perhaps the most powerful position in the business of American professional sports, seemed impervious to any threat, especially the ones of Goodell's own making. It was rough for a time, but he made it through the Ray Rice scandal. He skated through Deflategate too, coming out of that with even more legal precedent supporting his disciplinary powers as commissioner. Owners opted to count their money instead of make a stink. Goodell held a fractious group of 32 billionaires together through the lockout and collective bargaining agreement negotiations in 2011. It was his crowning achievement as commissioner, a deal that saw owners get just about every concession they wanted from players and set up a decade of labor stability and overflowing coffers. Goodell was untouchable because he made the league money. One of the league's most powerful owners, Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys, threatened to turn his lobbying efforts against Goodell's contract extension into a full-blown legal fight. Jones says he's doing this because he wants to make the commissioner more accountable to owners. "I want unprecedented accountability to the ownership," is how he described his crusade after the Cowboys' Week 11 loss to the Eagles. While that might be what he says he wants, it looks more like he wants a commissioner who answers to him specifically. This is about as close as it gets to a coup d'etat for the NFL, because he doesn't like that the league hewed to its 3-year-old domestic violence policy and gave his star running back, Ezekiel Elliott, a 6-game suspension based on the league's own investigation. "I'm gonna come after you with everything I have," Jones said after learning the news of Elliott's suspension, according to a November 17 report from ESPN the magazine. "If you think Bob Kraft came after you hard, Bob Kraft is a P.Y. compared to what I'm going to do." Even if Jones isn't successful at toppling the commissioner, it's still a stretch to think that it's the most serious threat to Goodell's job since he became commissioner in 2006. Why is Jones so upset with Goodell? Jones carries a lot of weight in the NFL. He drove the league's return to Los Angeles and its coming foray into Las Vegas. Few can lead the room full of owners the way the de facto commissioner can. So when he threatens to come after the real commissioner, it's significant. There's a more personal element in the Elliott suspension for Jones too, besides just the potential of losing one of his best players for 6 games. Jones fought the NFL over its investigation into the accusations against Elliott, who was not charged by Ohio authorities who also investigated him from the start. 2016, Jones confronted the NFL's lead investigator, Lisa Friel, over the matter in a hotel bar after hours at an owners' meeting. He told her, "Your bread and butter is going to get both of us thrown out on the street." In July of this year, he told the press that there was no evidence against Elliott that warranted a suspension. At the beginning of August, Jones was publicly saying that he believed Elliott would not be suspended. His reason for thinking that stems from a May conversation he had with Goodell. "Roger told me there was nothing to worry about, the evidence just isn't there," Jones said, according to a source cited in the November. The league denied that Jones was told there would be no suspension. Needless to say, when the 6-game suspension for Elliott was handed down in August, Jones was furious. He believes Goodell lied to him, telling him that Elliott would not be suspended. Jones called that an unforgivable breach of trust.